Awesome.
Because it does occur to me that we didn't talk about these yesterday. Although we did guess one more game, so we have Thursday night football to look forward to. But as is tradition here on Dawn Guard, every Sunday morning we as a group get together and call all of that week's NFL games. This has been going on for years and years and years. And we do not do it with any real knowledge of football. We do it basically just off of the names of the teams alone. And this year was no different. So the way this works is we get to see what the matchup is, and then you pick the winner and you pick the what the score is going to be. And then if you go to if you check out Dix's log, which is a repository of information of Desert Bus that is scary, to be honest. You can see a whole bunch of really interesting information, but we can go over just the base here. So first game up was Ashton, the Buffalo Bills versus New York Jets. You guessed that the Buffalo Bills were going to win, and you were right. And if you had bet $1 on that, you would have won 14 cents. So congratulations.
I'll take it.
Paul,
I assume he also gets the $1 back, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. You bet $1, you get $1.14.
Okay, because otherwise it's not a good deal.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea. Paul, you were up next. I give you the Lions versus the Steelers. You said the Lions were going to win. It actually ended up being a tie, which is pretty rare.
So rare.
Pretty rare in football, but there it was. So you would have just come out in the wash. Apparently, you get zero. You get $0.
What was the score?
I was gonna say, what's the point spread that we had versus what it was?
Where is the final? Where the heck is the actual scores? Wait, hold on. What was the actual score? It was 16-16. Thank you, chat.
I didn't think that was something they allowed in football.
Yeah, so the way football works is if it's a tie game at the end of the game, you go to overtime. They have overtime, but if it's a tie after, I think 15 minutes or something, like it's another quarter or something like that. I don't remember. Honestly, the way ties are decided in NFL is tremendously stupid, in my opinion. But
I remember that was actually like a point in
10 minutes. Sorry, thank you.
That was a point in Ted Lasso that like they're talking about getting a tie, and he's like, "What? You have ties?"
Yeah.
Oh.
How'd you know who won?
All right. Next up was Az, who had the Patriots versus the Browns. They chose the Browns. They were wrong. It was New England won. You lost your $1. Jordan.
So long $1.
Jordan, you had the Buccaneers versus the football team.
Yeah.
And you guessed that it was going to be the football team because, it's an actual football team, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
You were right. And your return on the bet was actually $3.44 on a $1 bet.
Woo!
Wow. People were not expecting.
No one was expecting the football team.
Yeah. So very impressive. Julie had one of the bird teams, the Falcons, which we determined and Julie guessed that it would be the Falcons with the guns who took the game. Unfortunately, it was the Cowboys that took the game. So $1 lost. Matt, you had the Saints versus the Titans.
Turns out the
Give me the
Falcons
money.
couldn't have their guns.
Yeah,
My logic was unassailable.
it's true. you guessed that it would be 36-0.
Yes.
I don't see the actual scores here. They're probably somewhere buried in these ridiculous amount of stats, but you were correct. The Titans did indeed win.
All right.
And your return was 66 cents on a $1 bet.
Getting rich over here.
Yeah,
Nice.
Not bad. We had Serge next. You want to say it, Serge?
What's wrong with how I say Jaguar?
Jaguar
What's
versus
wrong with all of you? That's a perfectly normal way to say that word.
versus the Colts.
You just
You
said
actually
it
said
totally
it right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you said it right
to-
today.
Yeah, you said it completely normal.
Jaguar. That's how I always say it.
No, it's not.
Not how you were saying it yesterday. You were wrong.
Okay.
The Horsies won. You lost
What?
your $1.
Doesn't even make sense.
Sorry. Next up, Colin. Colin had the Panthers versus the Cardinals, and Colin guessed right. Colin guessed that the Panthers would beat the Cardinals 108-13. Wasn't quite 108-13, but the Panthers did win, and his return was $3.29. So not quite as good as Jordan, but still pretty good. Ashley had the Vikings versus the Chargers, and she guessed that the Chargers were going to win. They did not. The Vikings won. So no money there. You lost your $1. We went back to Colin for the Eagles versus the Broncos. Colin guessed that the Eagles would win. They did, and saw a return of $1.05. So Colin and his magic card ways, clearly the correct way to guess football games.
Just not when you're also guessing the score.
Yeah, just not the spread. Yeah.
Yeah, the spreads are interesting.
Did the Eagles get guns in that case again?
Yeah, we determined that all bird teams have guns. Is how.
Problem how can they fire the? I feel like a Eagle's claws could hold a gun, but I don't know if they could get their claw in the. Anyway,
Probably.
Don't think too hard about it. What did we have? Oh yeah, right. Then we did. Then as did the Seahawks versus the Packers. They guessed that the Seahawks were going to win. They did not. Green Bay won. $1 lost. We as a group decided between the
Like Vegas
Chiefs,
v Kansas.
the
right?
Kansas City versus Las Vegas, because we picked. Everybody got to pick a city. We collectively said Vegas. We were collectively wrong. So apologies to anybody who said,
Kansas,
I said, I was going to say apologies to the folks here who picked Kansas. You were right. We were
How
wrong.
many Kansas City shuffles did Kansas City do?
At least one.
Clearly at least one. But we
Also,
lost that one.
In our defense, we were also confused as to what state the Kansas City team was from.
It's true.
Not all of us were.
That was the one.
Although now that I think about it, I don't know if that's really a good defense.
Yeah. And then finally, although there is one more game, but the last one we gave to Julie, the Rams versus the 49ers. Julie picked the Rams. They did not win. The 49ers won. That was $1 lost. So if
How
you
much did
bet,
the 49ers win by?
so the 49ers, the final score in that game was oh God, it's so hard to read this. There's too many columns. 31-10, I think. 31-10.
Okay, that's not very nice, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's not. So if you had bet $1 on every game yesterday, you actually would have come out with a profit of $1.58, which is not bad.
That's not a bad
Nice.
ROI. It's not
Yep.
a bad
Yeah.
ROI at all.
Yeah, I feel
it-
I think somebody's probably got our lifetime of thing, but I think we are like over like we're in the black.
well. So if
like,
you had,
lifetime,
if you had bet on the spread,
well, yeah,
we would have lost $1.50 because we're terrible at that.
Hmm.
But if you had bet on the over under betting, we would have actually been up $2.29. So overall, I think we did okay. Overall,
So what you're saying is
did okay.
is that it would have been financially irresponsible not to take our betting advice.
correct.
Oh, I don't like that kind of final sentence there. I do not like that being a takeaway from this.
Remember that for next year, folks.
I play poker with several of you, and I do not like this advice.
Gambling.
When
I'm in.
betting, always remember to only pick winners.
Desert
Very
Quest does not
Machiavellian.
ignore gambling, but if you know the outcome, is it really gambling?
Yeah.
And with our predictions, you as good as know the outcome. Clearly.
Dear.